balance the equation for the incomplete combustion of heptane, we're going to start by counting how many atoms of each element, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, we have in the reactants. So for carbon, we have 7 in each heptane times 4 heptane, so 28 atoms of carbon. Hydrogen is 16 atoms per heptane times 4, which is 64. And oxygen is 2 atoms per oxygen times 37, which is 74 atoms of oxygen. So we need to calculate on the products side. So carbon is going to be in carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. So the only thing I know right now is those two have to add up to 28. Hydrogen I only have in water, and I need a total of 64. Every water has 2, so I'm going to have 32 molecules of water, which will give me 64 atoms of hydrogen. And from each water, I have 1 oxygen and 32 of them. So I know that I have 32 atoms of oxygen coming from water. So the remaining atoms of oxygen to total 74 will come from carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. So at this point, I have 2 coefficients that I do not know. So I can call the coefficient for carbon dioxide X, and I can call the coefficient for carbon monoxide Y. And we'll take a look at a few things that we know about those. So total of carbons is 28. I have 1 carbon in every carbon dioxide and 1 carbon in every carbon monoxide. So what I know is that when I add those two, they need to equal 28. And for oxygen, so I already have 32 atoms out of the total of 74 from water, which means that I still need 74 subtract 32, which is equal to 42 atoms of oxygen. So I still need 42 atoms of oxygen. Those 42 atoms are going to come from X amount of carbon dioxide. Each carbon dioxide has 2 oxygen. So 2X from carbon dioxide plus 1 oxygen from each carbon monoxide. So 1 times whatever Y is. So I know that 2 times my coefficient for carbon dioxide plus 1 times my coefficient from carbon monoxide will need to give me 42 oxygen atoms. So I have 2 relationships set up here. My coefficients, X and Y, need to add to 28, and twice X plus 1Y need to add to 42. So elimination is going to be the quickest and easiest method here to solve for my unknowns. So if I write those 2 equations, Y subtract Y would eliminate Y, so I can subtract that there. So 2X subtract X is X, Y subtract Y is 0, so that gets eliminated, and 42 subtract 28 is equal to 14. So that means that X is equal to 14, and Y is equal to, so X plus Y equals 28. We know that X is 14. So to solve for Y, I am going to move the 14 over, so it's being added on this side, which means 14 subtract 14 would move it over to here, and 28 subtract 14, which is also 14. So my coefficient for carbon dioxide then is also 14. So just as a double check, 14 plus 14 is 28. So carbons are balanced. And I have 14 times 2, which is 28. 14 times 1 is 14. And plus 32. So 28, 38, 48, 58, 59, 60, 74. So I have a total of 74 oxygen atoms, which is already balanced, or also balanced now, and hydrogen was already balanced.